Hello and welcome to WHF pre-season race before the kick-off of Season 6. We're here in the Yas Marina circuit, 5.3 kilometres, 16 turns I believe. Each driver will have 17 minutes in total to set the fastest time possible in this qualifying session to decide the starting grid. We have some very familiar faces. We only got 13 people in the end. We were originally meant to have a full grid, but some people decided to pull out last minute. So, my predictions for P1 is probably going to be Rhea Harris, I'm going to have to be honest. He simply is just one of the fastest drivers here, and I'm pretty sure he's pretty good in Tier 1. Uh, Possible other people, maybe Kevin Cow, and I've heard that Top Gun is very, very good, although I'm not too sure. He might not be as good as people are making out. Hopefully we can get some people in the chat soon so they can share their opinions on who they think will be in pole. Apparently we're Max Verstappen here in the RBP9 currently. Big old Franz Herman. We're probably going to... Let's see who we want to ride on board with. That's very confusing. Oscar Patavry. Right, let's ride on board with Rhea Harris. We're going to get up a track map so we can see where the drivers are. Okay, seems like we're going to have a Red Bull of Kevin Cow. We're going to come over across the line first, go into his first flying lap, round turn 16, foot to the floor, try and build up those revs. That is not a DRS zone down that main straight, even though it arguably could be. Tap on the brakes to fling the car through the corner, flat out through these corners, flat out through turn 1, through turn 2, through turn 3, all the way down to turn 5. Now, right down to the hairpin of turn 5. That's a DRS detection zone. Obviously, this is qualifying, so he's going to get it open. Slam on those brakes, fly through the corner, foot all the way back down, needs to get on that throttle as soon as possible, and he's going to open up that rear wing to add those extra 7 miles an hour down the main straight. He's not going to have anyone to slipstream. He's deviating off the racing line a little bit, but right down to the right hand side, slam those brakes and just before with a 100-metre board so it can come through the corner. Nice hitting those apexes, but not riding the curbs too much to maximise the speed. He wants to hug the left hand side all down through this straight. He's not taking the racing line absolutely perfectly here, but I don't think that little scrap of speed will matter too much. He goes purple for C. This is the first lap of the qualifying session. Down through here, approaching turn 11 now. How is this lap racking up? It seems to be a pretty strong lap. Maybe rode the curb a little bit too much there. Go Tiffy corner through here. He didn't absolutely bin it, so that's always a positive. All that is very tight on track limits. He managed to just about keep it inside of these white lines. Through turn 16 now. Coming over the line to set a 123.4. That seems like a pretty strong lap to start off this qualifying session. Who have we got next to cross the line? Okay, I cannot look because my controller has died, unfortunately. Franz Herman. There we go. He has also set a 23.9. He is 5 tenths off. That's a pretty big gap, but we're just going to actually see how this goes. North, he crossed the line with 25.2. Very different. Stephen Beecham only just under a tenth at 900, but behind his teammate in the Red Bull here. Obviously, this is not a championship race, so it does not heavily matter. I mean, obviously, these guys want to try as hard as possible to really show their pace. And we have Top Gun coming into his first flying lap here. 5th gear, flat through there. Luckily, he didn't get impeded. So Rio Harris puts it on pole by over 2 tenths. Very well done to that to the Merc driver there. And Top Gun has decided to abandon his lap here. I'm not sure if that was ever a lap. Looks like we're going to ride on board with Scoins for his final setup. Burning that battery coming through turn 15. Turn 16, it's flat out here. Hard on the brakes. Ride in 3rd or 4th gear, it's personal preference, depending on the amount of revs you want. Foot back down. This is looking to be a very competitive top 3. Possibly, no, top 4, I honestly could believe. And then it sort of breaks into North, he opens up the 25s. A little bit more down there. Let's see, is there anyone else currently on a flyer? Top Gun is looking to probably... Oh, okay. A54 is on his first flyer of the session. Down the back straight, he had that rear wing open, close it, slam on the brakes at 100-metre board. Looks like Northie is gossing out the way nicely. He wants to hit those apexes with that lovely papaya livery. flat through here, trying to get that slight slipstream from the car ahead by his teammate. Team orders, papaya rules, just don't crash into each other. Through here, super fast, sticking that car to the ground, using every last ounce of downforce that this car has, using all of the aero grip given to him. Through these final through corners now, coming through sector 3, through the Gotifi corner. It seems to be a pretty strong lap, but I do not know if it's going to be enough to actually put it on pole. I don't believe this one is going to be a pole lap, but he might absolutely shock us here. Coming to cross the line with a 125.029. He was just about managed to jump Northy. Well, not just about, by 1.5 tenths. That was a pretty strong lap for himself there. Sci-Fi Mega Hype is in front in the Merc with a 24.3. Ollie Beam with a 24.025 back in the pit lane in the Ferrari there. When he spun it. Oh, that's an in lap. Let's hope he doesn't impede the Sauber, because that'd be unfortunate. Of Ollie JL77, little shout out to him. He is hosting this social race and he's organising it all for all of us. So thank you to him. And I don't think we're going to be able to see what has happened to Franz Hermann, unfortunately. Yeah, we are not going to be able to see what happened there. Is anyone else actually currently on a flying lap? We might have a flying lap by Sci-Fi Mega Hype, it looks like. Hold on those brakes. He's currently going slightly worse through this lap. These are probably the same tyres. Through there. Oh, I went a little bit wide. Didn't quite get that grip that he needed, unfortunately. Coming through turn 15. And he's coming into the pit lane. I can honestly say that I kind of expected that. Right, let's see if we can get back on board. Okay, Rio Harris decided to overtake his teammate in the pit lane. But let's ride on board with Ollie J through his lap here. Okay, probably not the perfect exit he would have wanted, but he managed to get just about enough grip to keep it inside the white lines. Through here, slam on the brakes just before the 50-metre board. Do not hit that curve there, but ride on this outside curb, cut on inside and use up maximum track here. Just about get up to those white lines, but do not exceed, otherwise the lap time will be invalidated. We're going to watch from a broadcast point of view to see just how he flings his car through the corner, and he wants to get back down on that throttle as fast as possible. Through here, I believe there is a 10.7 metre elevation through this track, which is not enough to really worry about it. Not much compared to tracks like Spa, or I cannot think of the other one that has a lot of elevation. Texas has quite a bit, I believe, but definitely enough to have a slight impact on maybe lifting and coasting where they want to do it. So that might affect it a little bit. Ollie J coming through sector 3 now. It seems like a pretty good lap from him. Well, I believe Ollie J was fairly competitive in the Season 5 We Have Fun Championship, and he's gone wide. That is unfortunate. Went just slightly too wide, turn 14, to invalidate his lap time. Very disappointing for Ollie J. I'm sure he would have wanted to put it on pole for the race that he is hosting. Yeah, the rear light is flashing. He is trying to recharge his battery now. Probably going to take a cool down lap, go again, then come back in very quickly. Rio Harris is out now, coming for an out lap. Kevin Cow is crossing the line to put it on provisional pole by only 2/100ths of a second, setting a 1:23.2. Very well done to Kevin Cow there. That was an absolute monster lap. And he goes off to let the Williams through. Or is that the RB? I believe that's the RB. Very well done, as Ollie Bean is also on a lap. So is Sci-Fi. Few people waiting in the garage. Oscar Pat, he is coming into sector 3 now. Like 4 attempts above his time. He really needs to improve massively here to be able to make this worthwhile. It seems to be Ollie Bean is about to come into his hot lap, so we'll ride on board once Oscar Pat is done with his time. Coming through the final 2 quarters now. Slam on those brakes down into fourth gear, fling through that corner. Oh, he loses the rear a little bit. It looks a little bit like he's rally driving, but he does improve by 7 whole attempts. But unfortunately, it only puts him up into P8. That was an absolute monster lap compared to his first. But it will not be enough to try and even approach pole here. Where is Ollie Bean running on his lap? Ollie Bean running through sector 2 now, flat out through here with that rear wing open. He managed to get past the Papaya, going through the speed trap now. Slamming on the brakes just before the 100-metre board. Through here, he doesn't want to ride those curbs too much. A little bit slippery, not finding much mechanical grip, but that's okay. He's got the rear wing back open, maximum speed, adding those extra 7 miles an hour. All the way down here on those soft tyres, going wide on the right-hand side to fling the car through there. Might turn in a little bit too early, but it doesn't seem to affect him too much. Sticking tight to that apex. Open up wide. Through here, he's going to be able to hit these corners nicely. Slam down on those brakes. He's got the car nice and slow to not exceed the track too much. There we go. Through these final couple turns now. Do not exceed track limits. When he's done it. He's absolutely mugged it off. Alright, let's move on. Who else is on a flyer? Sci-Fi Mega Hype is moving out. Okay, not moving out of the way, but he's just no longer on a lap. A lot of these people seem to be coming in. North is coming out the garage now. Most people seem to be coming into their laps. Coming out for their laps. Top Gun, I believe, is on a flyer here. Absolutely flying through the final sector. Again, foot to the floor. Through here, slamming on the brakes. The Gotifi corner. Is he going to bid it? He's in the Gotifi car. He's gone wide, but it hasn't invalidated. He's just about slowed down as he went over the white line to keep it valid. Okay, and he's going to cross the line. Is this going to be pole for him? No, but just about P2 by only a tenth, and he's only 2 tenths away from pole off of Rio Harris, which I also missed of Rio Harris at that time. My bad there. Well done, Rio Harris, with that 122.9, the only driver to be in the 22s. So very well done to you. We currently have 4 viewers. Feel free to put your race predictions in chat. Right, we have Ollie Bean has gone back in the pit after invalidating there. He's probably going to want to put on those new tyres and then come back out again. Have we got Rio Harris on a lap here? I believe we might. Yeah, we're Rio Harris invalidated, unfortunately. He'll probably just be on a cooldown lap here then. Top Gun's going to be coming in. Kevin's in the garage. Steven's just come in. Ollie's on an out lap, going again. Cypher Mega Hype is on his lap, improving by just under a tenth at 8/100ths of a second. Flying through into sector 3, round turn 9. Gear 5 here. You just want to send it as fast as possible without sacrificing too much grip. Because these cars work on a lot of aero grip. So you really need to hit the right angle. Luckily... okay, I was going to say luckily he didn't have any cars in front of him, so he shouldn't be losing the rear from dirty air. But he just approached that corner a little bit too fast, went a little bit too wide, managed to keep out of the wall at least. So that's one positive. Scones again in sector 3, flying through here. Is this going to be improving? He is currently improving by nearly a tenth, another 8/800ths, a little bit like Sci-Fi Mega Hype's last lap. But would he make the same error that Sci-Fi did and go off there? No, he did not. He's kept it in going through turn 15. Flat out through here, slamming on the brakes, 4th gear through turn 16. Again, put your foot down as fast as possible, reach up to maximum speed before reaching a line. He improved by 6 attempts, got up to P8. Was not able to get above Sci-Fi Mega Hype, unfortunately low. Very, very, very close. But we will be able to ride on board with Ollie Bean again for his other lap. He's got his teammate ahead. Will that help him out with a tow? I'm not really sure. We're going to see. Is Northie in a lap? No, Northie does not. Okay, that is very glitched for Northie. I cannot really see. Seems like Northie might be helping him out. I'm not too sure here. Okay, Northie is going a little bit slower. Okay, we have the Papaya around. I'm not sure if they spun or if they were moving out of the way. It honestly could be either or. Ollie Bean getting that slipstream down the straight. Absolutely high rev, burning all of that battery. Rear wing open. With his dirty air affecting me, he wants to slam on the brakes just for the 100-metre board. Through his corner. Don't carry too much speed because you want to be. You don't want to compromise your exit. Don't want to compromise the exit at turn 7. Want to carry on getting his slipstream. He goes a little bit wider, trying to get a little bit of that clean air. Northie gives him that slipstream. Good teamwork there. And he just wants to tap the brake, fling the car through the corner, try and hug the inside line. He went a little bit wide there, but overall that's pretty strong. Do not exceed on the exit. It comes through here, just hitting these apexes back down on the brake again, riding that curb through here, through the Gotifi corner. Don't go too wide. Oh, he's gone wide. He's invalidated again. And he's hit the wall and he's out. That is unfortunate. He went wide, tried to regain it, rode the curb too much and went out. Are we able to see Northies on board as he rides through here? That is very unfortunate for him. Ollie Bean is now out of the session, locked in at P6. He might get beaten by Sci-Fi Mega Hype, which is only 4 attempts down. And Sci-Fi Mega Hype was looking to improve by about a tenth and a half, coming to the end of that lap if he didn't invalidate. So it is unlikely that he's going to beat Ollie Bean here, but it is possible. Scones as well. Again, he can set a lap that good, but he just needs to actually put it together. But with the track, with the grip improving, rubber being laid down, he might be able to get this done. So we're going to see people as they come through their final laps now. Okay, Scones is basically matching his time just about down, but not enough to really worry about. All through that chicane, locked the rears ever so slightly, not too bad, but that's not going to be great. We can get back on the throttle, he's going to have those ever so slight ball patches, which is going to struggle. Maybe overheating a little bit too much, might lose a little bit of rear grip, which is not what he wants, but he does go purple. Very well done to him. He's absolutely bombed Sector 2 there. Coming down into turn 10 and 11, through here, turn 12, down hard on the brakes, through the Gotifi corner. Is he going to go wide like everyone else has been doing throughout this qualifying session? Yes, he is, but he doesn't get it invalidated. The Sauber gets out of his way. I do not know if that Sauber being there slightly put him off. Ollie J didn't impede him by any means. And he cut the final corner. That is unfortunate. He's not going to have time to go for another one. So now we're going to ride on board with Ollie J for his one and only time here, as he is invalidated his other time. Hopefully Ollie is able to not exceed any more. And Scones is out of the session. Are we able to see someone that's coming over the line? Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that. That is very disappointing. We might be able to see it on the Merc of Sci-Fi Mega Hype. No, it has been cleared up already. Ria Harris is about to cross the line. 2 attempts up. He is securing his pole position, as it looks like he's predicted to set a 22.7. Is he going to do that? And he's beat it by another 3 attempts, what I've just predicted. He's got a 22.4. Well done to Ria Harris. That's an absolutely storm of a lap. Currently storming ahead by 7 attempts above the competition. But Top Gun, it should cross a line in a few moments to contest that. Kevin Cowell doesn't improve in his final time. So Kevin Cowell is currently in provisional pole. Can Top Gun best that? He's currently improving by a 10th coming into sector 3. I do not know if it's going to be enough. He's going to really have to set a final monster sector. He does not improve enough. He does break into the 22s though. So there's only 2 drivers on the 22s, but Rio Harris is storming into there. Overcorrected it, Ollie Bean said in the chat. I'm sorry, I felt the car going, went to correct it and just ballsed it up. Yes, you well and truly did balls it up, Ollie Bean. And I was watching it on the stream and everything. So that is very unfortunate. And I didn't notice that. Very sorry. Ollie J managed to actually set his time without invalidating, and he set their 23.4, managed to put it on P4. He's on the second row here. Ollie Bean got pushed down by Ollie J there into P7. You know what? If Ollie Bean managed to set that final lap, I reckon he would have been able to jump Franz Hermann in P6. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate for him. Northie in P11, I believe. Unless I massively misread that number, as I did read it very quickly. Well done to all the drivers. There was very good laps, very good qualifying session there. Hoping to see some good racing here. Let's see the race director. How many invalidated lap times were there? These were lots of invalidated lap times. Oh, what he been? That is a lot of validations. Scones got that instantly. Yeah, generally that was quite a good one. Quite clean in general, but 3 DNFs, mainly just, I think Ollie Bean and Scones were the only one to crash. I think Franz Hermann retired, but I'm not entirely sure. I believe we're going to have a quick 5-minute break before we go into it, but I'm not too sure. Right, again, we are going to have Rhea Harris on pole position. I believe pole, I'm not actually sure the way the starting grid starts here, if it's on the right or left hand side. So we're just going to have to see when it gets to it, because we're going to have the 5 red lights go out in a few minutes, ready for everyone to go. Alright, we are going to be right back in time for the red lights to go out. Okay, sorry for that slight technical error. Okay, so we are back. We are continuing to wait, but I just wanted to point out Rhea Harris saying in the chat that there is rain at the end of the race. I'm not sure when that's going to come out, because if it's in the final couple laps, it might make the track feel slightly oily, might end up a couple of people to spin, and it could change up this entire Grand Prix here at the Yas Marina circuit. So we are racing here for 20. Okay, the lights are going out, I believe, for the formation lap. Yes, it is. So they're going to make their way round, drive 5.2 kilometres. They're going to try and warm up these tyres, get them up to the optimal window, ready for the 29 lap race ahead of them. Rhea Harris obviously leads the pack through here. 2 people have been disqualified on the grid. I do not know if that's going to require a restart or not, because it's Stephen Beecham and Franz Herman. Right, I'm going to try and find out if we're doing a restart for that. Right, yeah. Again, I don't know what's going on. It will be down to the executive world decision of Ollie J, as he's the host here. He is hosting this in general. So, bro, he bumps into me, bro. Sigma Tama. I'm not sure what racer you are, if you are a racer. So, I honestly cannot really help you. Also, I want to... WHF Arrow set up this stream the other day, and it's on Belgium, so I'm not really sure. I think it's left to that. It's not the end of the world, but just the circuit is slightly wrong. Alright, we're going to line up on this grid now. The last See, I don't want to call anything ahead, but the last 2 races here in Tier 2 have had safety cars, both fairly late in the race. So that could be interesting. Okay, let's hope they're not fully DQ'd and they're just... Okay, it's going to be DQ'd. Let's hope they're not fully DQ'd and they're just, like, reset to grid. Alright, everyone is lining up now in the correct grid positions. We're going to very quickly try and get up any information that we need. We've got the full track map. The 5 red lights are counting down now. Rio Harris lines up on pole. And it's foot to the floor. Race to turn 1 here. It's a very short race. It's not a very long from pole. He's instant stamped on the brakes. He leads very well there. There's already slight battles down in the lower field here. But Rio Harris gets away well on those medium compound tyres. But Top Gun is already approaching there. There is a little bit of damage on one of the cars. Or that was just a Ballard going off somewhere. I'm not really sure. It looks like North in the back is going for a move. And another Ballard with a Red Bull of Kevin Cow. It seems to be knocked over as he went for a move on Ollie J. But I'm not entirely sure. Could be vice versa. Moves down the bottom in between. Okay, words are not working. In between P11 and P12 there. Top Gun seems to try and make a move. Oh, and that's a little rear slide, unfortunately, for Top Gun, which compromises exit. Seems like he just clipped the curb a little bit too much. It doesn't seem to be an end of the world. We're going to ride on board with Ollie J to try and see how he's going to approach this. He's going to be able to get the position on Kevin Cow. Is he even going to be able to push Top Gun a little bit wide? No, he's not. He's going to have to slot him behind. But as he got a better exit, he's going to be able to slipstream a little bit here. But Kevin Cow also has that slipstream, so it doesn't seem like he'll gain any last advantage, unfortunately. Unfortunately for him, they'll have a slight stop there. There's some battles down the field in between Scones and Sci-Fi Mega Hype. Let's see if we can catch any more of his action here. Scones runs a little bit wider. I don't know if he's going to be picking himself up and warning here. They're both in the mediums, so there doesn't seem to be any tyre advantage. Vera Harris obviously sets the fastest time, already stormed ahead by an entire second. I do not feel that we're going to be watching much of Vera Harris if it continues like this. He's already flying ahead. Yeah, you can see that just the utter gap that he's built here. Kevin Cow is 7 tenths behind Top Gun here. He's going to slam on these brakes hard, try and get the best exit possible. All he gets a slight slide. That's not going to do his tyres any good. It's going to compromise his tyre wear. Kevin Cow has been notoriously good for his strategy throughout the last 2 seasons that I've been here. Oh, and it looks like he has DRS open. He has that rear wing. Got that extra speed, that extra 7 miles an hour. Got him right up on his gearbox, but not quite enough to be able to make the overtake or even get alongside. Cypher Mega Hype down on Scones, further down the pack. Let's see if we can ride on board with Scones to see if he can try and fight for this position further back. Oh, he's going to have that rear wing open. He's going to bomb it past as we have a papaya off. I do not know how he went out, but that is an absolute heartbreak for him as he's already being put so far back. He's probably going to need a safety car. There is another yellow flag slightly more up the field. That might be because of Northie. I'm not sure if he's picked up damage. It doesn't look like it, so he should be okay to continue on this race unscathed. We have Ollie J very close here. Very close, following up behind Kevin Garage. You can see from Ollie Beans on board here. As we ride on board with the Scuderia. Let's hope he doesn't do the Scuderia Ballerina and go for a little spin. Ollie Bean seems to be falling behind ever so slightly from the RB in front of him. Not massively, he is still within DRS zone, so it shouldn't be too detrimental. But the cars ahead seem to be running right up on each other's gearboxes. Might actually benefit Ollie Bean as they're all going to be burning away their tyres. That's slightly bit more. Ollie Bean seems to be running slightly outside of that dirty air zone, which is about 4 tenths. So this could actually benefit him. Doesn't seem... Oh... Ollie J going for an overtake here on Kevin Cow. He makes it past with the assistance of DRS and using up a lot of his battery. Actually 7 miles an hour plus deploy, and he can gain probably another 3 or 4 on top of that. Just be able to bomb it past him. Neither of the past 2 winners here have been able to race today. Well, the past winner here was in Tier 2, which I believe was Heikeman. I'm not sure if that is 100% correct. And also, pole here in Tier 2 was a 23.3, which, considering Obviously that's tier 2 and Rio Harris is a tier 1 driver, but still being a Storm a full second ahead of that. It's absolutely insane. And P10 was on 24.0, which I believe was about correct, as I think that was what was achieved by Ollie Bean and P7 here, and I believe Ollie Bean got like a P7 in tier 2 as well, so probably he would have gained an extra 4 tenths. And the McLaren's around again. Is that the same what? Yeah, that's the same McLaren again, unfortunately. We also have the RB, which I unfortunately missed as I was trying to read off those past times. We also do not have either of the past 2 champions here. Tier 1, he's coming into box, that will have a McLaren driver. Rio Harris slams on those brakes. That's just so aggressive on those tyres. Hopefully, if it can keep him driving like this comfortably, then he can clear Ollie. Ollie, I've missed some good overtakes, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. That's my biggest weakness in qualifying, is I do miss some awesome moments. This seems to be good battling. Oh, why is everyone going for overtakes here? Can you not be boring? It's very hard for me to keep up on. Good battle between Oscar Pat and Northie here. But there also seems to be Ollie J is really encroaching on Top Gun after Top Gun just about managed to get ahead again. As the RB of El Prat has spun one more time. I do not believe there's going to be any more moves. Possibly made by... Possibly Franz Herman may make a move here on the Red Bull of Kevin Cow, which of course was the Season 4 champion. Comfortably though. As I believe Michael Louis was actually going to win that championship until Ollie Bean accidentally knocked down the pit limiter board in the season finale in Sao Paulo, Season 4 Tier 2, which gave Michael Louis a 10-second penalty. So that was an eventful race. Definitely make sure you go check out those old races on the We Have Fun F1 YouTube. As Franz Herman has a slight little wobble there. He's not going to want that as he's trying to catch Kevin Cow now in the Red Bull. That was probably due to him being so close to just the dirt air is really affecting was aero grip, as there's battles in between Scones and Ollie Bean down here. Scones seems to have been a battle easily get past, and is that the Papaya has put the RB in a wall? Oh, the RB has spun it again. I'm not sure what is going on here. We can't spend too much time watching this as there are good battles going on, but I'm not really sure what's going on there. They're all really coming up to be lapped. It's Rio Harris, absolute domination from Rio Harris so far. Already storming ahead by 2.3 seconds. Only 24 more laps to go. And at this rate, he's gonna be pushed the up ahead. Ollie J running through here in 4th gear. He's been gaining up a lot of battery. The car ahead of Top Gun in the Williams has ever so slight less battery, but not enough to really worry about it. And the yellow flags are out for the RB again. What is going on, El Prat? Make sure you don't impede anyone. Honestly, at this point, just stay in neutral and let be coasted. Okay, I managed to just about get off the racing. Okay, not really off the race. Okay, this is not really sure what's going on here, but we're just gonna let him do his thing, and I do not believe they're stewards in social races, but they might need one. Because there's an awful lot of spins. Oscar down in P11 seems like he's really looking for a gap on Northie. It was so close just a second ago. But we also have Ollie Bean. Just about made a move on Scones. Right as I looked away. But will Scones be able to catch up back here? Who's going to have the DRS? It looks like Scones will. If Scones has that rear wing open, which is going to be very beneficial for him, but it's not quite going to be enough as Ollie Bean flings the car through this corner. But we also have Ollie J still staying within that DRS range of Top Gun. But Rio Harris nearly created a whole 3-second lead to Top Gun. Rio Harris has had nice clean air. He's able to save his tyres, be nice and gentle, possibly even lift and coast if need be, now that he has that sort of gap. And the gap wasn't even that close. What sort of overtake did they just go for? Very well done. Oh dear, Top Gun's dropping down the order. Oh, he's boxed. Has he got damage? Or is the pit window just so insanely early? I can't work this out. No, he hasn't got damage. He must be going on the hard compound hit. Wait. Okay, I thought he was on the medium. Okay, well, it seems like that he's not the only one. His Kevin Cow has also boxed. I don't know if they got in a little tussle there. But that seemed very early to box, in my opinion. I wouldn't have done it that early. I would have boxed around lap 13, which is what I'd written down. It's a lap third. You box lap 13, medium to hards. But okay, that is a very interesting. I don't know if that's going to be a two-stop because the softs are very weak around here. They burn very, very, very quickly. So if they can make a two-stop work, very well done to them. Top Gun and Kevin Cow battling down below. I don't. That is going to be for true track position once everyone else boxes, but they won't really want to be holding up each other up. They're actually going to want to be helping each other, I would think. Very good battles here between Ollie Bean and Scones, going wheel to wheel through turn 9 as the yellow flags are out, but it seems like everyone is still on track. No damage, just still wheel to wheel. Oh my god, this is absolutely amazing battles to come up onto the RB of Franz Hermann. Ollie Bean just about pulls ahead through the Go TV corner. Has he fully secured this? Yes, he's fully pulled ahead. He's got about a car's length in between them. Not even that, probably about half a car's length. But he seems to be keeping up this gap through third gear. Oh, he cuts it very tight in that corner. That's kind of compromised his exit. Is it gonna allow Scones behind and catch up without that assistance of DRS? He's not gonna have that extra 7 miles an hour through turn 1. Is going to be able to compromise on any of Ollie Bean's errors here. It seems like Ollie Bean has nicely tidied that up since turn 16 though. Lots of people diving into the pit box here. Ollie Bean is on the hard compound and so is Scones, so they're going to be battling it. Oh no, okay, that looked very weird from the different angle. They're both on the medium, so they should actually be boxing very soon if they're following up on these other drivers. Scones has pulled ahead of Ollie Bean into P3. Obviously, this is not a true track position due to their both boxing. But Scones with the assistance of DRS there. They're both slamming the brakes just for the 100-metre board through here. Ollie Bean is going to want to follow up tightly, but also needs to be wary of the compromise that being on his gearbox is going to do. Scones is trying to absolutely book it down this straight as Ollie Bean has that DRS assistance. He's on the inside line, absolutely bombs it past him. Is he going to be able to get a good enough exit to secure this position? It looks like it. Coming down into turn 11 and 12 here. They're going to want to both slam on the brakes. And Oscar Pat has left this session. Hopefully he can get back in. I would invite him in just a moment if he even added me as a friend. These two drivers continued to battle it out. It seems like Top Gun has managed to get that slight undercut as well on Ollie J. Managed to secure his position on Kevin Cow. Rira Harris is... Oh, when we got the yellow flags out further down the pack, it doesn't seem like that is anyone around though, so that seems okay. We're going to see if we can get Oscar Pat back in. If he ever... There we go, we're going to drop him an invite, see if he can get back in, because it'd be unfortunate if this is the way that this race ends. Scones and Ollie Bean continuing to fight this out for that podium until they box. They're going to want to extend these tyres as much as possible. They could possibly go for the one-stop strategy that I was discussing as Scones manages to use that DRS assistance again. Hard on the brakes, wants to outbrake his opponent here in the Scuderia. Aston Martin versus Ferrari. Down this second DRS zone, Ollie Bean has hit the detection point just behind, still within a second. Down this main straight, they're going to be wheel to wheel again, it looks like. No, Ollie Bean has just about managed to pull ahead. He's got about 2 car lengths in between them. Again, coming through here. Oh my god, they are absolutely flying through these corners. They are yellow flags out for that RB. I do not know if they've retired from the session. No, they have not. Top Gun has managed to get Sci-Fi Mega Hype. I believe Sci-Fi is not boxed though. So that is actually going to be very beneficial that he can get ahead of him, try and get that clean air and save those tyres. I feel like I need to be watching someone else, but all the battles seem to be here. Actually, there is one with Ollie J. As Sci-Fi Mega Hype is around, maybe he should have boxed a little bit earlier. That's unfortunate for him. I assume he's going to dive into the pit lane now. Ollie J. Okay, and Scones and Ollie Bean are both boxed at the same time. We need to... Okay, Ollie Bean has just about managed to pull out ahead. They're going to continue this battle on the hard compound, it looks like. We're going to try and get their tyres up so we can see. Have they gone for the same strategy here? No, Scones has gone into mediums and Ollie Bean on the hards. So Scones is going to have a slightly better tyres for the first few laps. Ollie Bean has managed to get himself a penalty. I do not know if that's a 10-second penalty. 3 seconds. That's unfortunate. In battles this close, that could really be make or break. Vera Harris is yet to box on those medium tyres, 9 laps old. He's done pretty well for himself though. Scones manages to get Ollie Bean on those newer, well not newer, but on those softer compound. I believe they are the C2 round this circuit, but they may be a step softer if I'm not mistaken. Race control is given for Hans Herman a 3-second penalty for multiple track limits warnings. Again, that is very unfortunate for him as these are very close battles here. That will drop in 2 positions as it stands. Ollie Bean managed to get Oscar Pat, who has not boxed yet, so he just wanted to get past him so he could work on his own tyres and his own fight with Scones. They're coming up against Sci-Fi Mega Hype, which is not boxed, so but that's due to Sci-Fi spinning out, which I'm surprised he hasn't boxed off that, as that would have given him some ball patches on his tyres, plus it kind of is an indicator that his tyres are a little bit worn. Scones manages to get past Sci-Fi. There's yellow flags out for the papaya of A54, I believe. We're riding on board with Rhea Harris as he just comfortably leads this race currently. He might just about lose out this track position in the pit, but it looks like he's going for a 1-stop where Top Gun is going for a 2-stop, so I think in the end it will come out to favour him. Top Gun is currently actually improving on his fastest lap so far, going 600ths faster. Ollie J hunts him down, but he's still 1.5 seconds back. Doesn't have that DRS assistance, but Kevin Cowell does, so he's going to really be looking for this overtake in the next 2 or 3 laps. As Scones is just breaking away from Ollie B here on those softer compounds, but it's probably going to be around lap 23 where they're going to really fall off a cliff, and Ollie B is going to really be able to take advantage of that. Unless he boxes a little bit sooner, but it just depends how much of a gap he can make in that time. At this rate, he's making about 5 attempts a lap, so another 10 laps of that, and he could very easily make 5 seconds on Ollie Bean, but it just won't be enough for to justify a 2-stop in my opinion. Top Gun is really working on this here, so well done to him. He's really trying to catch up with Rhea Harris and make that strategy work for him. Franz Herman is really running away from the Aston Martin, hunting him behind. He boxed 2 laps earlier on these hard compounds, so he currently does not have the tyre advantage in age or softness, which is not what he wants when he's battling Scones, which it has proven to be a fairly fast driver throughout Tier 2. I think his best finish is a P6, and I think he has started to get that very consistent and might have actually improved on that since the last time that I looked. So this could be a good battle that we're about to see. Scones looks like he had a little look on the inside. Is he going to make this move? Is Scones going to make this one? It's very tight, and we've got a retirement in the pit lane by the RB. That doesn't surprise me, I'm going to be honest. He has been... Oh my God! And the RB is round. His front wing is out. That might be a virtual safety car. That looks like a full course safety car. Yeah, okay, the safety car is coming out of the pit lane right now as our front wing out in the track. Ollie Bean needs to be careful to not get punctured. Scones is out and all. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to ride on board in North to try and see just the damage of this. Oh my God. That... I assume Rhea Harris is going to dive into the pit lane. He was waiting for this moment. That's taken Ollie Bean's contender out of the running here. Oh my God. Yeah, Top Gun is jumping into the pit lane now. Surprised Rhea Harris didn't instantly dive. He might have already been passed. Is Ollie Bean going to... No, Ollie Bean didn't decide to go in. It would be kind of stupid for him, to be honest. It's going to really mix up the order. Okay, Franz Herman getting that new front wing on the 67 car. That was... Jesus Christ. I feel like they could have done with a virtual safety car. That probably would have worked just the same. But also with the damage... with the amount of front wing on the track, it was his entire wing on the racing line. So I'm not really sure if they could have run it any other way. Franz Hermann, he's going to pass his safety car. He's not lapped. The leader is not caught up, so he should be okay. Rio Harris has got to be diving into the pits any second now. Northie on the hard tyres. Everyone has boxed apart from Ollie Bean, Ollie J. Apparently the Ollies just don't have boxing. Cypher Mega Hype, A54, and Rio Harris. Rio Harris is coming in now, though. And it seems like A54 is as well. Going to come into his pit box. I assume he's going to be putting on these hard compounds, and he is. He'll probably be taking these to the end. He can comfortably take them another 15 laps, I reckon. Yeah, A54 is retired in the pit lane. Has he retired in the pit lane, or is he clobbered a wall? I'm not. Oh no, that would have been an actual world retirement because his car's still moving. Yeah, he left the session. Okay, it's gone ghost at least, so this won't impact Rio Harris at all. Rio Harris will form up behind the safety car, be the first one to catch it here. Now everyone will form up behind in the order: Rio Harris, Ollie J, Top Gun, Stephen Beecham, Kevin Cowell, Ollie Bean, Franz Hermann, Northie, Oscar Pat, and Sci-Fi Mega Hype. So far, this has been a very, very good race. A lot of lots of good battles, notably between Ollie Bean and Scones. Unfortunately, Scones had to go out, so they couldn't continue their battle after Scones' second box. That was the strategy that he was going for, which it kind of looked like it was, but you can never be sure until they actually do it. Rio Harris is just, he was so comfortably leading. Let's see if he can manage to. Luckily for Rio Harris, Ollie J behind him is on 6 lap old hards, which is not enough time for them to really wear, but it might be to Ollie J's advantage because he'll have more heat in the balls. Under safety car, I think it'll kind of put them on a level playing field, just his will have slightly more grain. So it'll give him only ever so slight advantage, but any advantage I reckon he'll be happy to take. We're probably going to have one more full lap under safety car until everyone catches up, and then we'll go it, and then we'll get underway for this restart. Ollie Bean also on the 4 lap old hards. It made sense for him to not box here, because he did only recently box into a one-stop strategy, so if he went into the mediums, they'd probably kind of struggle to make it to the end comfortably. So it only makes sense for him. Scones, I retired myself because Franz made 2 defensive move on DRS straight. He ended up on the wall, so I retired myself. Yeah, Scones, I did think that you did do it yourself because I saw that you didn't actually initially DNF. You made it quite far down the road before you did. So that's what I assumed happened. But there was so much damage. Yeah, I don't think the mediums. I think they could physically make it. I think you could get to the end without a puncture, but that you ain't going to have any pace at the end. Right, comparing this to qualifying, Rio Harris is still in the lead. Ollie J has made up 2 positions, which is very positive for him. Northie started P12 all the way up to P8. I think his is the best improvement. Obviously, that does have to do with 3 DNFs in this race, but even then, that is very well done to him. Cypher Mega Hype has unfortunately lost 2. Oscar Pat has gained 2. Ollie Bean has gained only 1. Kevin Cowell has lost 2. No, lost 1, sorry. So most of them seem to be about the same. If it weren't for the safety car here, they'd probably all be pretty much the same. And Rio Harris is going to control this safety car restart here. Hopefully we can have good fights all the way through. The poor RB of Franz Hermann is in a Scuderia sandwich, and he's just taken off his own rear wing on Ollie Bean's rear. Okay then. Yeah, that made sense. That was his fault. I'm honest, Ollie Bean was doing nothing wrong there. Franz just copping into the back of him. Right. I know sometimes a safety car restart it can be a little bit weird with the game. It'll slow people down, but only slow people down at different points. So it can be a little bit annoying. I don't know why they do that, but it's okay. It's only a social race, so it won't impact the championship. Rio Harris gets a jump very good on everyone else. Flying through turn 16 to start off this safety car. And he's trying to warm up those tyres. He goes up to the right-hand side of the track to stick to that racing line. It seems to be clean so far. Franz Hermann has made that move on Ollie Bean down below. I don't know how he's done that with damaged rear wing. No, front wing, sorry. Unless he doesn't have a damaged front wing. He might actually not, to be fair. The wing might be okay. Oh, no, he's missing a wing flap. Okay, that's impressive then. Okay, there are battles up in top of the field here as Top Gun makes it past Ollie J, but Ollie J is going to try and make the lunge on the inside. No, he's not going to be able to make it. He wasn't quite able to get there before the braking zone, and if you move too much on the braking, that is just too dangerous, could cause a collision. But they're still all so close to each other that there could be moves at any point. There are yellow flags out in sector 2 and 3, but it doesn't seem like it's any actual flags. So, nothing too much to worry about here. Sofa Mega Hype is making a move on Oscar Pat down below. As Ollie Bean makes the move on North. Okay, I thought he was ahead of Northie. Okay, well, the Scuderia battle down below. But we do need to keep an eye on the battle for P1 with Top Gun, which is arguably more important. Well, not even arguably. It is more important, so we're going to watch this one instead. Sorry, the Ferraris. You are not important right now. It kind of feels like the 2025 season. As Northie picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limits warning. We come through turn 3, then turn 4, down into the run of turn 5, where they hit the DRS detection zone. Top Gun is going to have DRS coming down onto the run. The super long straight coming to turn 6 is going to be able to get in front before the 100-meter board to be able to slam on his brakes, get through the chicane. But even if he does that, he might not have DRS down the next straight, which means Rio Harris is going to be able to possibly make moves and take the position back. Rio Harris manages to stay ahead, but then he's going to have to fight DRS once again. He's managed to keep most of his battery, fortunately for him. Top Gun is burning away all of his battery. So is Rio Harris. Okay, so they're both on equal playing field, so it's only going to be an extra 7 miles an hour due to that DRS. As he goes round the outside, he's going to be able to make the outside. The bloody sour... The words no longer work because I was trying to follow P1 and P2, and then I see the part of the front wing of that kicks out while I come flying off the front left wing flap. And goes absolutely flying. Top Gun could not make it ahead of Rio Harris. Well done, WHF Arrow. I do not know how you speak this fast and do this much. Stephen in the Red Bull, only 5 tenths back. Everyone seems to be within 5 tenths of each other, but this is the battle we want to watch. We want to watch the battle for the win. There are good battles all round, but this is the only one that really matters. Really, at the end of the day, no one cares if they managed to get that extra overtake for P5, but everyone cares if they can get that overtake for P1. Everyone wants to be able to stand on the top step of that podium. Cypher Hype is at the box again, I assume probably because of some sort of damage. As he's going to... Top Gun is going to have DRS once again down the straight. He's going to even have that slipstream. They're probably going to be both burning their battery. He's going to have that extra 7 miles an hour down the straight. Going into turn 6. He's not going to be able to get ahead. But on the exit, he's going to want to be nice and tidy on these curbs. He's not going to want to piss off with that front suspension too much. He's going to want to be able to ride it nice and smoothly. He's going to have the rear wing open once again. He's going to be going around the outside. He tried this last lap. Okay, he might be going insane. He's trying the same thing over and over and expecting a different answer. But it might be a different answer as Rio Harris is on the inside going through into turn 12. Oh my god, this is absolutely amazing battles here. Coming through the Gotifi corner. They only got 2 more corners left of this lap. Who's going to lead coming into lap 19? It looks like it could be Rio Harris, but Top Gun is definitely approaching very, very, very close, coming through the final corner. He's right on his gearbox. He's not going to have quite enough speed, exit speed, to be able to actually make that move into turn 1. Coming through here, they're both riding up on that apex. Perfect racing lines here, using every single inch of the track. Neither of them are making a single mistake. This is going to be very difficult for the both of them. Rio Harris is absolutely fighting for his life to hold off that DRS. Top Gun is within a second in the DRS with detection zone again. At this rate, Top Gun is only 2 tenths back coming down onto the straight. Okay, Rio Harris managed to open that gap up to 4 tenths, but I don't know if that's going to be enough down this straight. That Williams is really zooming down. Even in real life, its strength is the top line speed, so it would probably be quite strong here. They're very nearly touching rear and front wing. They're that close to each other. Their batteries are probably getting absolutely ruined. Both of them are burning their batteries. Rio Harris seems to have slightly more, but he's being a little bit more cautious. And then Top Gun here. Weirdly, he's using less battery without DRS and is still holding it. He just seems to have a slightly more better understanding of this track, how to use every single last inch of it, how the car handles on every single curb. Very well done to Rio Harris here. There's an absolute masterclass from him. Very looked like it could have been contact there, but they're keeping it clean. Neither of them are really going off using. This is honestly one of the best battles I think I have ever seen. This is the only battle that I've commentated that is very similar to this. It was Cookie versus Nil, which was in Season 5 Bahrain Tier 1, which I believe was round 1, but I may be wrong about that one. Scones has been typing in the chat. That was mad. Battle for P1. Car parts flying in the background. Those meters will be going off now for Franz and Oscar. If Rio keeps this up here, he's going to get the track limits for sure. Yeah, Rio it is. He's using every single inch of that track. And why is it the second I read the chat, Top Gun managed to get ahead. But Rio is on the inside. Oh, a little bit of wheel banging there. Very close, but Rio's going to have DRS here. And it seems like Rio was able to hold him off when he didn't have DRS. So I don't know if now he has DRS is going to be able to easily make it past, or if it was simply because he was able to utilise the clean air perfectly. Okay, Rio's going to go round the outside. He's going to try and use every single bit of grip that he can to try and stick the car to the floor, but he is taking a slightly longer race than 9. Right up on his gearbox. He's trying to like hang round on the side of him to. Oh, and Top Gun locks the. And he locks the rear right ever so slightly, which has lost that position again. That's all it takes. Rio was literally there stalking him. All he was waiting for is just at a single slight lock up. Rio went off ever so slightly. He's not going to want those track limits warnings at all. The 2 Scuderia have dropped back quite significantly from the Red Bull of Stephen Beecham, which has just dived into the pit lane now. I'm so sorry, people down the field, if there's good battles, because it's such good battles for P1. I can't even miss them. Top Gun is good on that aggression. It just see how Rio handles dirty air. Yeah, Rio, honestly, you could see that he was really just trying to get out of that dirty air. He was even like swinging around to the sides. Done well to not take Rio out yet, even with that slight mistake and that slight contact from Top Gun. He's managed to keep it very tidy overall. Very nice racing here. Nice and soft on those curves. Want to stick to the left-hand side. It may not be the fastest line in real life, but in this game it is. You just want to take the tightest line you possibly can before swinging to the right-hand side to hit that apex fast through these corners. Ollie J is able to make that position on Franz Hermann. Those mediums, I believe Scone's going to be correct there with there. You're going to need to come off soon. But I mean, I'm not even. Yeah, I was going to say maybe it's a stretch into the end, but I don't think that's possible. According to the weather, should be seeing rain in the next 2 or 3 laps. That should be very interesting. That means we should have about 5 laps of light rain, which I don't know if it's going to be worth putting on the inters there. It might. I think in these league races, if there's like 6 laps of medium rain, then that's where you want the inters. Other than that, you could probably go without them. As Top Gun again, he's setting these green sectors constantly. He's not slowing down at all, hunting down Rio Harris, but Rio Harris seems to just be ever so slightly outpacing him, where he can fight him off, even with a DRS advantage of that Williams behind. It is just absolutely masterclass for the both of them, keeping it very clean. Top Gun managed to pull ahead ever so slightly those few laps back, but just made under the pressure, made those few little errors, and Rio Harris was able to capitalise on them. That's generally what Rio Harris is right now. He is just able to. He's just a perfect drive. He is just using every last bit of the track. He's not making any mistakes. It seems to be everyone has settled down the pack, apart from Franz Hermann is hunting down Ollie J a little bit, which he could be making a move in this next little bit. Let's see if Top Gun is going to try and make another move, leading through turn 15 into turn 16. He's just following up nicely behind, trying to hit these apexes, trying to just keep the pace up, using that slight bit of battery. Felt that you could see and hear a rear wheel spin there, and he instantly came with that overtake mode. He's having ever so... I feel like he's losing his grip ever so slightly. The tyres are starting to grain a little bit. Slightly more than Rio Harris, I might think, but I can't be too sure. They also... I don't know if that's a visual glitch, but they look so much bigger on the Williams. Stephen Beecham just had a fastest lap on the mediums. We never saw why he had the box. Is Top Gun going to be able to make this move down into turn 6? Not quite. Slight lock up of the rears again. Those slight lock up of the rears, that's just going to hurt his exit speed. It's going to hurt his rear temperature, so he's not going to be able to properly stick to the ground. Scones again. Reckon Rio must have some pretty low wings that he's keeping ahead on these DRS zones. Yeah, Rio is really managing to, I reckon he's low wings and he's managing to sort out, get through the corner decent enough for just with straight defense. Unless Top Gun is just bidding his time before trying again. Well, it seems like Rio has charged his battery to full. So Rio is actually, it seems like he's saving a little bit more than what Top Gun is. So I don't really know what that means. We also, again, have Franz Hermann down, still only 4 attempts back from Ollie J. As there's an overtake down the pack, as Stephen Beecham looked like he got put around ever so slightly. Northey down battles here. Northey got overtaken, unfortunately, that is not what he wanted. As Top Gun is chasing again. Chasing that rear wing of Rio Harris. Rio Harris is going to be kicking up all that dirty air. These cars are built to simply punch through the air and stick to the ground. They don't care about the cars behind them. There's slight ever touch on the rear wing there from Top Gun. But Top Gun dropped off a little bit because that didn't seem too intentional. But it seems like they're going to be sat here for a little bit now. Ollie J, what is going on here, lads? Why have you suddenly dropped down so much? Loss of pace. That DRS has really done him in. Oh, that is not what he wanted. Top Gun is now fallen out of DRS range. I reckon that's the battle done until the rain drops, or leave it a couple more laps now. Yes, Top Gun did lose DRS because he tapped coming in exit of turn 7. Top Gun went into the rear of Rio Harris ever so slightly, so I had to lift off and then just about dropped out DRS as Ollie J comes into the pit lane here. That's very interesting. Why is okay, I don't know if Rio Harrison made a big mistake there because Top Gun suddenly just closed on a full second. So that is very interesting. Northey is only 4 times back from Oscar Pat there. Okay, he didn't seem to have damage, so that just seemed like he was taking off those older tyres that must have not felt too great anymore. Ollie Bean on the same set of hards from that original stop, pre-safety car, 15 laps old, managed to build up to P5. Very well done to him. Very close to a podium for a mixed skill race. P5 is. So well done there. If Northey back, there seems to be battles again. They're back fighting for this win once again. I thought we were going to have to watch some battles down the field. No inters. Yeah, I don't know if now might be too early for the inters, because as we haven't actually seen any rain. Which also is very surprising that I think it would be raining there, just because it's the bloody Middle East. It's literally a desert. Don't reckon anyone beat my time management from Zandvoort last season. Scones, oh, there we go. There's a slight little drop of rain coming through turn 16. I wonder if that's just going to be on that part of the track. But to be fair, that would be the latter half of sector 3, pretty much all the sector 2. Yeah, that would be most of the track, to be fair. because it's dead centre. So we can sort of have a little look to see where the rain is. It doesn't seem to be down. Oh, okay, yeah, it is spread out across the entire track. So there is rain everywhere. So will these guys would have gambled for the Inters? Yeah, it's a 50% race. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Scones and Zanfort. Okay, I'm going to pause that for a moment as they go wheel to wheel down through turn 6, through the chicane. Top Gun is going to have DRS down the straight. He's going to be able to compromise on this as Northeast gamble for the Inters in the pit lane. He's going to have enough pace. I highly doubt it. He's going to want to do this right now as DRS is probably going to be turned off in a lap or two. So this is probably his final opportunity here. I do not think either of these guys will be going because they have everything to lose if it doesn't work. They will basically both lose out on the win. Yeah, I think Ollie probably should have put on the Inters whilst the box should have just gone for a bit of a gamble. But I understand where I was from. It wasn't actually raining at the time. Yeah, so well done. You done 32 laps on hards at Zanfort on a 50% race. That is an insane stint. That reminds me of... Oh, I forgot what one it was where I'd done like 90%. Okay, they've both gone onto the hards. No onto the Inters. That is interesting. Okay, Kevin Cow might decide to stay out. And if... Okay, no, he's diving in as well. Is the RB of Franz Hermann going to come in? As there is a papaya around. It seemed like they couldn't handle the dries on the wet. The RB has decided to stay out, so he's taken the lead, but he's going to be on these dries, so it seems like his pace is going to be significantly dropping down. I do not know how much it's going to affect. We want to wait until they fully cross that line so we can see the proper difference and see just how much time they're closing each lap. Ollie Bean has decided to... Okay. I'm not judging Ollie Bean's strategy. Definitely not. Right, Ollie, both Ollies, you probably should have gone into Inters. Franz Hermann, yeah, that's 5.3 seconds that was. So we're going to see just how really it's going to be turn. It's really going to be turn 6 to 8 that we're going to really see how much time he's going to lose here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's time dropping off. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're not worried about Rio Harris losing this win. He's probably going to be able to catch up. But DRS is disabled, and the rain is just getting heavier and heavier. So it's just going to get worse and worse for all of them. Yeah, I think Ollie Bean has unfortunately lost his... Oh, he's going to probably lose his P5 here. I mean, yeah, to be fair, Ollie J could have gone on to the Inters, but it's just a poor call. Those minions will be completely shot by now, surely. Yeah, and it's raining as well, so just they have no chance. Reyes closed the second of the first two sectors. Yeah, he's going to have him no time. Like, he's already there. Yeah, he's already passed, like, in a... Oh, and he's doing a Tokyo Drift. Okay. Right, I don't know if it's going to hold up Top Gun over Society now. Top Gun is just going to go up on the inside and make this easy work, which it should have been. 3-second pent, it's already gone. Yeah, fully. Like, there was actually no chance it was ever going to make that one work. But this has separated them a little bit, and it really responds because Rio Harris may have had the extra pace, the extra pace on the dry, maybe with the lower wings. But those lower wings, if he does have them, it's going to really harm him so much in the wet here, and it's a completely different way of driving. And it needs to be a lot more gentle on the throttle here. We really need that throttle application just needs to be so like just tiptoe on it. Because if you got it, you can very easily just put slightly too many revs in. The rear tyre just won't settle and you'll just spin. So yeah, you can see he's having to be so much more gentle. Creep those revs up slowly, very slowly there until the car fully settles in at around gear 4. Scone's official prediction. He thinks that Top Gun's going to have him. Well, he seems to be falling back ever so slightly, or at the very least not gaining. So that's not what he wants. Ollie Bean has finally boxed into the Inters. Yeah, and I think he's now locked in his position. Stephen might... Franz Hermann, I reckon, yeah, he might spin around again. Oh, I think Ollie spun because he was with Ollie J. And then they seem to both go to pit, and Ollie's back like 27 seconds. So I think something happened there. Coming into the final lap here. Final lap, unless I don't know if it's looking like, but we're just going to see if anything else is going on down the field. Seems like there is not going to be too much going on. It's just going to be Franz Hermann unless he spins around again, which is possible as he is being. Like, he's got the absolute humongous bollocks by staying out on those dries. I'm going to be honest, probably, yeah, I mean, it's already shown to be the bad call. It's hurt him too much. There was no point doing a monster stint because when it started raining, it didn't matter anyway. Oh, okay, there is a lot of spray coming off that car now. Really not what he wants. At least the visibility won't really be too bad because it's sim racing. It doesn't become too horrific, especially if you're if you're playing on the onboard camera. If you're playing in cockpit view, the spray coming off the cars can be really bad. But you can sort of see how the dirty air is really affecting him. Oh, he's not going to have the DRS, but he is going to have the slipstream, which arguably could be more powerful. But now, the higher wings of Top Gun. Oh, and he has a slight little snap that very easily could have been bad. He very easily could have gone sliding into the barrier on the right-hand side of him as they're coming through turn 12, then 13, then they go TV corner of 14. They only have 2 more corners after this. Is Rio going to be able to make it a tiny little bit more? Or is Top Gun going to try and... Top Gun's making the lunge on the penultimate corner. No, he's not quite able to make it on the final corner. Is he going to be able to do it through here? He's going to be able to have exit speed. No, he will not. As a slight little slide, Rio Harris is able to win this. Absolute domination until that saved the car from Rio Harris there. Well done. Rio Harris, P1. Top Gun P2, only 2 attempts back. 5 seconds back from him. Kevin Cow. Then Franz Hermann. Weirdly, okay. Ollie J is actually P4. And nearly went flying over that line. That could have got a penalty, which would have been so annoying for him. In P4, Franz Hermann, track position P5, and he might lose that from penalties. Yes, he did. So it's Stephen Beecham, P5 in the Red Bull. Franz, P6. Ollie Bean has jumped Franz Hermann up into P6. Franz is now P7. I don't believe he'll lose any more positions, because if he does, I do not know how many bloody pens he had. Then Northey in P8, and then it seems like Oscar Pat is going to comfortably P9, and then Sci-Fi Mega Hype in P10. Yes, Ollie, you should have boxed. I don't know why you never box. You always insist on staying out under a safety car when it starts raining. I don't know why. It's okay. I thought I could stick. Yeah, it was... Obviously, you couldn't see so much, but I could see from commentating Franz Hermann that it was very much safety car that came at the wrong time. Yeah, that was unfortunate for you, Ollie. I would be honest, Ollie Bean, because that was right off. The people, the one track got completely ruined by that safety car, because as I believe, okay, someone has their microphone on. As I believe, Franz Hermann just decided that he wanted to turn in. Although I'm not assured. I can't say exactly whose fault that was. Okay, we're gonna have a quick look at the incidents. Jesus, blood. Okay, boys. There is no need for this many. There's no need for that many bloody penalties. 16 seconds by Franz Hermann. That explains why I dropped 2 whole positions, even though Ollie was quite far back. That explains why I also dropped that position and all. Right. I don't believe we're doing interviews, but we might. So, mate, honestly, not a clue. Right, okay, so let's, if you enjoy that race, if you're watching on Twitch, make sure you subscribe if you can, or even just follow. It does absolute wonders for We Have Fun F1. And if you're watching this on YouTube, either the whole race highlight, either the whole race or the cut down highlights, make sure you like and subscribe, because it really pushes it out. It supports the league to everyone, because we want to get more people in this league, and it's growing more and more. We're going to likely get a whole other tier next season. So Thank you for watching this. If you liked it, like, follow, and subscribe depending on where you're watching. My name is Ledgeman. I was your commentator. Many thanks to Ollie JL77, which hosted this today. And thank you to the owner, well, the main guy in WHF Arrow, which commentates most of the WHF races. And goodbye.